What's the motherfucking deal, Sauce Nation? Y'all already know what it is. It's your
Wow.
boy Ed Honcho. In here with my co-host Wink today. It's Wink Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? We got so much love last time. We had to do it again. You know what I'm saying?
Already.
So we're gonna see who's gonna follow through here. Make sure we get some love in here and we see who fucking with the flavor tonight. Angel
Yeah.
Garcia, what's the motherfucking deal? Let's see
Yeah.
what we got.
I can't see any questions, so y'all shout out to me. Just let Honcho know he'll refer it to me because I'm on Skype. I can't see any of the chat. I'll be able to check all messages and stuff in the chat once the stream is over.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Wise, what's the motherfucking deal? It's going down. So we got I said we getting it started. It's gonna take a few. I know some folks going. It's gonna take a
Yeah,
second
I
to get
know
some
it take a
folks in
little
and
minute.
everything. But
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, man, I fucked around and we can get started. But we can start talking about what you mentioned because that's on my mind now. I'm really thinking about that
Oh yeah,
bullshit.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
That's really some Mark shit on the cool. You know what I'm
It,
saying?
it, it it really is, especially for hardcore boxing fans, and this is what how motherfuckers from the MMA and UFC be trying to talk so much shit. You know what I'm saying? Because a little bullshit like this happened, but they'll never be able to fully compete with boxing on no scale. Not money, not matches. Boxing matches will always go down in history and will always be bigger because it's a bigger event.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
as you can see right now, the UFC got trouble. They having trouble trying to fill up that 219 right now because they didn't have people get hurt. People didn't fell out the
Yeah.
picture scene. So they don't do numbers like that. It might be one or two
No.
dudes in the UFC that really does numbers, and one of them is Connor. He can't fight till what March or something like that, or is it still
Yeah,
like next
something
year,
like that.
sometime like that? All right, DeAndre
Yeah.
Hopkins say, "What's up, Wink? What's up,
Man, what's going on, Hop?
Big Lou? What's the motherfucking deal?" Okay, let's see,
Shit, and
let's see.
wait for old Duck Scout and Titty and all them boys. Shit, ain't no telling who gonna fall through tonight.
Yeah, I
You
know.
know what
I
I'm
know. Duck
saying?
I've been saying he been having some trouble with the notification thing. I know the notifications been acting up and shit. But yeah, we was talking about Wink had hit me before the stream. I wasn't aware that Keith Thurman was out there talking raggedy, talking crazy, just really
Yeah,
talking on some real hoe shit. And that's like you're
yeah,
saying though. That's what the MMA guys talk about. That's the one thing I do give the UFC though is that with them being basically the governing body and the promoter,
yeah.
they're able to make the fights happen that the people want to see.
No choice at
Yeah,
all.
exactly. But
It's this what the fuck is gonna happen. This is what's gonna be. If you want to get paid, you ain't getting no matches until you get this. I
exactly.
can't say it's been quite a resurgence because a fight that's like that, like the fight that I mentioned last time, Remo versus Lomachenko,
Yeah,
that fight wasn't gonna happen until the fans demanded
yeah,
it and new media got involved.
yeah.
If it wasn't for new media and the fans going to Twitter, going to all social medias and putting the pressure on Lomachenko and all of his fanboys, this fight wouldn't happen at all.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I'm saying?
and look. That's the one good thing about some motherfucking social media. It'd be a bunch of bullshit on there, but when motherfuckers unite for a cause, man, they'll put some
Oh yeah,
pressure. They'll put some pressure on you quick.
absolutely.
I know. Tony was talking trash. Well, he wasn't talking trash, but he was basically telling Joshua. You know what I'm saying? What he said, like, put your big boy pants on and go ahead slide to the U.S. and get that fight. Because he
Yeah.
basically said Joshua out there running. You know what I'm saying? More or less.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He
So
want Dillian White. He want everybody else. He
yeah,
want
yeah,
everybody else but motherfucking Wilder.
yeah.
And Wilder was just on the Marcellus Wiley show. I'm not sure if it's not part of the interruption. I forgot what that show is called
Oh,
because
I
I
know.
ain't watched it in a minute.
Yeah, I know what
Yeah,
you're talking
but
about.
you know that show. Yeah, he was on there the other day, and he was talking cash shit about Anthony Joshua and letting it be known,
Yeah,
bitch, you a mark. You don't want this action, nigga.
yeah.
I'm out here ending boys, nigga. Your career gonna be over once I put my hands on
Man,
you. It's that real.
I think
So
Joshua know that. I think he ain't doing nothing but spitting facts, and I don't think Joshua want no
him and
different.
Eddie Hearn know that. Him
Yeah,
and Eddie Hearn know that. They giving this boy his respect, but they
yeah,
not giving him his
yeah. And the
respect.
thing is, like I say, you can't, but how he's talking about the Keith Thurman thing and how you was, how you gonna disrespect another champion? You know what I'm saying?
It don't make no sense.
That motherfucker got a belt on his way, so you gotta respect what he brings to the game. You're not in a position to just be like, oh, like you said, you're not Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? You're not
Nah,
one of
you are
these.
not Floyd
You're
Mayweather.
not in that situation. What the hell, Meg Griffin? Easy Jamrock, what's the motherfucking deal? Bandit 333, what's the motherfucking deal? Make sure y'all shout out, man. We're gonna do the early. I'm laughing at this Meg Griffin, dog. Gang, gang. But make sure y'all shout out, man. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing but love. So make sure we do the roll call, for early in the stream. We're going to do it at the end again. So, let me know where you're from. If what side of the city you're from. If you're not from the city, then, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you shout out your city so we can show you some love, man. Because there's nothing but love in the sauce. Unless them old sodium filled motherfuckers come through with that bullshit, then, we got to get on their ass. But hopefully we ain't got
Yep.
to deal with none of that trash today. We just want to talk some good sports. We just want to talk about what's going on.
Hmm.
Around the city and things like that. Man, Baytime, what's the motherfucking deal? Dirty Bay, I see you. So how you feel? Did you get a chance to see that on the official Texans what they did to the Ellington cousins, man, with the
Yeah, I seen that.
step?
Yeah, I seen that. I seen
Yeah,
that earlier. I
yeah,
mean, it's another Clemson.
yeah,
It's another. It's another connection.
yeah,
That could
yeah,
go down. Andre Ellington. I've seen some of his play when he
yeah,
was in Arizona,
yeah.
and like they said before, David Johnson got in because I was listening to State of the Texans podcast
Okay.
earlier. From Pat D. Stat.
Yeah.
He brought up a lot of things, but at the end of the day, it brought my memory back and seeing him in a few games where he
Mm-hmm.
done broke off of some big
Yeah,
runs. He
yeah,
can catch the ball.
yeah. That's what I
He
say.
can do, yeah, he can
Because
do everything you need him to
Because
do.
when we first got Ellington on the Bruce, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's what I was reverting back. I was thinking about Andre for
Right,
some reason, but like I
right.
say, but like you just said, with David Johnson taking over and then what's his
Hmm.
name sliding through there now. So
Yep.
I guess they felt he was expendable. But hey, I'd be more than happy to pick him up because them boys been playing. I saw some of their little high school highlights. Them boys was wrecking back in high school together. You know what I'm saying? They live down the street from each other, so that's gonna be a good connection. I
Hmm.
think that's good chemistry. And
Absolutely.
so I think that's a welcome addition. Unfortunate that he had to show up because Foreman went down. So how do you feel?
Yeah.
How do you feel like that's going to affect Alfred Blue in the long run?
Well, I feel like with Alfred Blue, see, he's not gonna get his credit because he has a lot of haters and he got a lot of people out here who don't really know how to watch football appropriately. At the end of the day, this man can pass protect.
Yeah,
He brews and he knows how to wear down defenses.
yeah,
And at the end of the day, he's gotten a lot better. And I can tell with him working with Arian Foster, as long as he was able to do, he knows how to hit the holes and accelerate a hell of a lot better. Because last year, when Miller first got there, he was the best rushing option we had.
yeah,
And as Miller got better throughout the season, then he started taking over. But every time Alfred Blue was coming in, he was breaking off 15, 20-yard runs. But people
yeah,
act like they don't see that shit.
yeah. But that's what I
I
said.
see it, but
Blue gets some chunk.
other people act like, yeah, it
My,
make no
my
sense.
my thing with Blue though is just he just ain't got that getaway speed. You know what I mean? Like he'll
He
get you.
has
He'll
he
get
has enough once he bursts through. And once he bursts through, it's a wrap.
Man, it's been a couple of times I done seen Blue get yamped up. I don't know if it's the gas, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what it was. I'm trying to think who it was. It was last year.
Kansas
Yeah, it
City.
was Kansas City.
Kansas City in the playoff game. He was killing them. He was killing them.
And then, like I
He
say,
was killing them.
they got it. But we got there go Duck Scout in the building. Okay, we got
The
Georgia,
scout was good, bud.
we got Southwest in the building. Clemson, Texas. Hell yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, okay, we got the Rockets game coming up, so we're gonna have Anderson. They said, I forgot why Gordon is out. I know Anderson's supposed to be sick, so he ain't gonna play. But shit, whatchamacallit is gonna be out for damn, I can't his name's slipping my mind right now for the Nuggets. But I'm not really expecting too much from the Nuggets, man. Oh, Millsap, he gonna be out for the Nuggets. So I'm expecting the Rockets to have a easy victory on that. Either way, even if he was playing, I really ain't. They 6 in the West. They playing some all right basketball, but I don't really see. Unless you the Warriors, ain't nobody really fucking with the Rockets right now with what they putting out, the way that offense is flowing, what James Harden is doing. You still got people talking that crazy Kyrie talk. We ain't even gonna get into that shit.
Right. How is San Antonio looking?
Man, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't paid too much attention to San Antonio since Kawhi he's been out. Because that ain't gonna be the real San Antonio till Kawhi get back.
Right.
Then you're gonna know what they're really working with. So I haven't been looking at them too much, honestly. You say it was Mr. Winter say Blue got heavy feet. I think Strong got cut from the Jags. Ducks out. If I'm not tripping, I believe Strong got cut.
That's crazy.
Week.
But that would make sense. That would make sense to me from all his Instagram videos.
Yeah,
it looked like he got a lot of time on because he be in a lot of street clothes and never in a Jags uniform.
Exactly,
so that's how I take it. You know,
the whole time he was there, and then he tweeted something because, like I say, usually when a player leaves the Texans, I stop following him. I really, what I'm saying, I whatever social media I be on. But so I always liked Strong, so I kept following him even when he was the Jags and shit. But yeah, the way, like you said, the shit he been talking about, the way he been saying, he like, I just want a shot, and I'm just trying to get a chance. So yeah, you could definitely tell he got cut. And I mean, I wouldn't be against, if he available, maybe
bring him back.
Season.
Why not? I mean, bring him back.
I'd like that.
I mean, at the end of the day, that's another red zone target. I mean, guys, they got various channels. They love to sit here and love to see the moves. But to be honest, let's just keep it real. Everybody knows that Jalen Strong was not afforded the chance. Really, he had very small reps in any game. Don't get me wrong. I have seen him, mess up on some routes, and I have seen him drop a couple of balls. Yeah. But we're not gonna sit here and act like the coach killer because that's what he is.
Yeah.
If we had him in the coach game, he has a different dynamic, and at the end of the day, they don't know how to guard him.
Yeah, and that's my thing too. It's like I say, man, Strong was looking decent this early in the preseason to me personally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He had a couple
exactly.
plays against the Patriots. He worked over Malcolm Butler, you know, and you got a lot
Yeah.
of people who are fans of Malcolm Butler. Well, let's you know, hey, let's give Strong some love because, like I say, he handled Malcolm Butler in the preseason. But you're not lying. It's a couple of plays he made. You know, like I said, with his first 2 catches was both touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly.
And so that has to tell you something. You know what I'm saying? This is professional football we're talking about. This ain't.
It's not a coincidence that he got the Colts number in every single game that he's played against in a Texas uniform against the Colts. He has been mainly the reason we won. Yeah. Whether it was when we went to Indy and we first won that game in Indy, where he came out of the backfield and caught that damn pass, and Mark Vandermeer was on Texas radio. Oh, we're gonna win! You know how Mark Vandermeer be when he be commentating. That nigga be having me crumps.
I fuck with Vandermeer, man.
I fuck with him too.
That motherfucker there, he the truth. I like Vandermeer a lot.
Yeah, I like Mark Vandermeer. Hands down is one of the best voices of any team. You know what I'm saying? It's a dude on CBS, the dude that commentates for Minnesota's, the dude like when Adrian Peterson was cool, and he's loose. He just did that shit for somebody this past weekend when they on for some game. I don't know who it was. Hey, y'all get out of here. Y'all get out of here. Bye bye.
Man, I'm gonna be honest about somebody talking about the Giants beat the Chiefs. I mean, I didn't even watch that game, but just hearing that shit, that just tells me that the motherfucking Chiefs fell off or something. I don't know what happened, but I told people like at the beginning of the year, I felt like the Chiefs was just peaking early. Because I mean, I couldn't expect. I mean, even for as long as he did, I didn't expect Alex Smith to sustain. You know.
Something's changed within that screen. Something's changed within their scheme and play calling, because if you listen to what Chiefs fans are saying, the scheme ain't nowhere near the same. So at the end of the day, how can you expect Alex Smith, Kareem Hunt, and all the boys to be doing what they were doing at the beginning of the season when shit has changed within the scheme and play calling? That's coaching.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Take that up with Andy Reid. Yeah. Hey, it ain't Alex Smith's fault. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Hold on, Daddy. Daddy made up. Daddy swear up and down. I jinxed this. Look, I couldn't have jinxed this with the 16-0 video because we ain't have some of the stars we had. I didn't know nothing about no Deshaun Watson coming to.
We had everybody.
You know what I'm saying? When I did the 16-0, it was basically the end of last. I think it was before the even draft. Before I even did the draft. So I'm not.
Yeah, that was that wasn't after. That was after the draft. That was way after the draft.
The 16-0 video?
The 16-0 video was way after the draft. Trust me, I remember that.
Because I don't think I talked about Deshaun Watson in that motherfucker. So I'm trying to think. I'm going to have to go back and check that. I thought that was before the draft. But I'm not taking credit for jinxing the Texas, man. Shit happens. You know what I'm saying? I ain't taking the L on that one. I said Chiefs and lost 4 of their last 5. Fuck the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got next week. As you say, Duck South say Cushion coming back. Y'all saw that earlier too.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
he probably won't play this game. He'll probably play the next game.
Yeah, that's what I say. I don't even really feel any particular way about that because, like I say, shit, he ain't been here. I'm just curious how the players are gonna react. I mean, they gonna bring it back because as players they see a different dynamic than we see it as fans. And
right.
That's their partner. He didn't went to war with him regardless if he was full of that juice or not. You know what I'm saying?
So what? I mean, and people acting like PEDs like he cheated, nigga. Yeah. At the end of the day, what team has he carried to the playoffs? Yeah. He ain't reading routes. I mean, his best year in coverage was last year because he was rated. And people like to sit here and say that he can't cover. Yeah, he can't cover deep. Yeah. He can't cover deep, but he can cover between 10 to 15 yards. Motherfuckers just ain't watching football.
Man, I'm telling you, when Kush first came in, that's what I say. That's why I used to like Kush could cover Kush from sideline to sideline.
That sideline to sideline, yeah.
You couldn't stop that shit. I wish a motherfucker would.
His run stuff ability, his play, man, just how he was diagnosing and putting plays together, him and D'Amico Ryans, and then him in that 2011 season when Mario went down, he had a phenomenal season. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And he was having a phenomenal 12 and 13 season before the damn knee injuries, which wasn't his fault. Yeah, and people love to sit here and say, "Oh, he's just fucking injury prone, bro." Man. He got chopped, blocked, and motherfucking Jamal and Jamal Charles fucking barreled his fucking helmet right into his shit. Like, bro, it's not his fault, bro. That shit would happen to LeBron James. Yeah. That shit would happen to Jesus Christ himself if that shit happened. The fuck y'all talking about? Like, niggas love to sit here and they go, "Oh, fuck, Cushion's off the field." field again, nigga. Look at the shit that these motherfuckers
Man.
was doing. You dumb
Yeah,
niggas.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Dumbass
But
niggas.
yeah,
I
man.
hate niggas that talk like that.
Man. But yeah, now that's the case. Like Cushion used to be one of my favorites. Like I said, 'cause you know me,
Yeah.
I'm defensive first. Cushion was a motherfucking beast. And like I said, I felt bad for him the fact that he went through those injuries because those are some motherfuckers don't come back from shit like that.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say his knees bad. He just took
Yeah.
two fucked up ass injuries. You know what I mean?
Right. And 2 years after that, 2 years after the 2013 season, he gets another 100 tackle type season. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so it could be done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was having a great season last year. You know what I'm saying? When Bernard McKinney, how them boys was meshing. I mean, without him missing a few games, he easily has another 100 tackle season. It could have been along with this season because he hasn't had no real serious injury problems, and he has no reason to be injured the rest of the season. You know what I'm saying? Unless some catastrophic bullshit happens, which with the way that this Texas defense is going, I mean, it could definitely happen.
It could
Look at the
happen.
shit that happened to Kevin Johnson.
Yeah,
Again.
that's what I'm saying.
You know, a concussion is a concussion. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? I'm just glad he didn't break no bone, he didn't
Yeah,
fracture no foot, or some whatever he got going on. But it's clear that this man need to pick up an extra 10 pounds, and they need to move him to safety because at the end of the day, man, him covering corners and shit like that, like what kind of pissed me off about him in this past game was how he had coverage, but he wasn't turning his fucking head around. I mean, that's a fundamental issue.
That's just something he's been doing.
Yeah, I'm.
So let me see. We got a little bit of love. Hey, Alpha X, what's the motherfucking deal?
Man, Alpha X, what's good, bro?
Let me see who else. I see y'all talk about Shaq Kush. Yeah, man, Shaq Kush ass need to be there, but Shaq Kush ass don't be answering the phone and shit, man. So, hopefully his ass will get right and do his thing. But I know he got some stuff going on, so I know, when he get a chance, he gonna be back fucking with the Sauce Day. So I see a bunch of people shouting out to see where Shaq Kush is. Oh, and tonight, we gonna do a pre-Thanksgiving Kush den, so make sure y'all, it'll be a little bit later this evening, probably after the Rockets game, but we're definitely gonna do that. We're gonna do that Kush den tonight. Alpha say, "What's good, Wink?"
Man, what's good, man?
Okay.
Shit, anybody got any questions for me? If you want to get back to the box and talk, for those who missed it, you know what I'm saying? Because we didn't really get to delve, and I didn't get to really disclose what happened with this Keith Thurman, Errol Spence situation.
Let's talk about that because somebody, Mr. Killer KB was just talking about Peterson and Errol might fight, but they're gonna fight. That's January.
No, they are gonna fight.
No,
that's already dying. That's already signed. The only thing they haven't done was the face off, and they haven't done the training camp and all that shit haven't started yet because that's probably gonna end up starting this month, like the rest, somewhere like between next week or probably the first or second week of December, and the fight is happening at the end of January. So that's gonna be a good fight, and that's gonna be a good name on Errol Spence's resume. So people can't negate and say that he out here fighting because Lamont Peterson has been in the ring with quite a few people and can hold his own and fight. So, but he finna get destroyed by Errol Spence. That's just my prediction.
Okay, yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like Spence about to go on a tear and. He gonna make a real name for himself before it's all said and done. Because like I say, I know back in the Gap, him and Mayweather sparred, and Mayweather just don't give out.
Oh, he lumped Floyd up. Yeah, he lumped Floyd up.
I know he gave him the work of Floyd. He the truth.
He kicked him out of the camp and everything, and had to apologize to him to bring him back in camp because he realized he was acting like a hoe. Yeah. So it is what it is.
Okay, who done brought Nightbot in the mix, man? Ass Nightbot, man. You can't fuck with that Nightbot. Nightbot be trying to shut everything down. Talk about But like I said, I'm definitely looking forward to that. You said with Rigo and Lomachenko, that's in December?
That's in December 6th. So that's in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's just a couple of weeks. That shit right around the corner.
Yeah.
So Nightbot in the mix. Let me see. I know we got some soccer fans in here, so I know the Dynamo took the L. I can't sit there and just say like we're gonna expand on that, but I have to acknowledge that, since we use the sport.
Because I don't know shit about soccer.
I can't tell you nothing. I see somebody talking about how you say Nick Martin. Okay, Nick Martin is solid.
Hell yeah,
is solid. Like
he's been the best old lineman we've had all season. Now, no questions asked.
Yeah. Like I say, he ain't just okay. Nick Martin is solid.
I want to share something with Nick Martin and Xavier Suafillo for those of y'all who don't know. Now, if y'all follow Pat D Stat and y'all follow the State of the Texas podcast, then you would know when he shared quite vital information that people wouldn't even believe. And we got some staggering numbers that lead in a very positive way in terms of the run game for the Houston Texans.
Yeah.
And that's if you run to Xavier Su'a-Filo and Nick Martin's side, so that's the left side. If you run that way, that's they're averaging what, like 5 yards a carry,
No shit.
and they open it up holes, and they say they're ranked number 6th in terms of rushing. So I just want to put that out there. But I always knew that Xavier Su'a-Filo was a better run blocker than he ever was in pass pro. So I'm just gonna put that out there for boys out here like, oh, these boys are so trash. Hey, the numbers prove otherwise.
Yeah, and I saw something like I said, because like I said, I follow Pat on Twitter, but I don't really catch the podcast or nothing like that. But
man, go listen to that boy, man.
Okay, I'm gonna check him out, because I know he know what he be talking about.
Yeah, subscribe to that boy, man.
I'm gonna check him out. But I know he was saying he was shooting out some facts, some stats, so he was arguing with somebody about Su'a-Filo. And so I said, okay,
right.
Well, I might have to second guess what I was thinking about.
Right.
And everybody who just slid in through the stream, my bad. I want to say what's the motherfucking deal. If I forgot to shout y'all out, I saw a couple of folks showing some love, man, things. Jeremiah, Mark Parrish, Nightbot, even though I ain't fucking with Nightbot.
What's good, boy?
You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. I'm not fucking with that Omegle shit. I say somebody doing Omegle Street. That's that bullshit. That's that other shit. I think if I ain't mistaken. Y'all be having some of y'all motherfuckers be having some crazy suggestions of this shit, man. But so like I say, so how do you feel? Like I say, I ain't gonna make my prediction yet. I'm gonna wait a little bit closer to the game because shit happens. But
right.
How are you feeling going into this Ravens game? What is your confidence level in Tom Savage?
Well, I mean, that's not really a question that I can answer. That's really a question posed to him. But I can tell that it had to help him out knowing that he was throwing to the best receiver going against the best corner. I mean, versus what some people consider the best corner in the league, and he was able to put up points up against him and Patrick Peterson. So, I mean, that's a positive that people can take away from the game. If he continues to sense to sense pressure coming out of the backfield, and if he can roll to his left or roll to his right, make plays to certain playmakers like Steven Anderson, who I said needs to be more involved in this offense, especially when it comes to the red zone. If you utilize him along with the other tight ends that we have, along with what we already know, Hopkins is abusing everybody. If he didn't abuse the shit out of Hopkins, Peterson, and Marcus Peters in one season, in the same season, just weeks apart from each other, then nobody's safe in this league. When we could see what he can do to Cam Chancellor and Earl Thomas, it's nobody safe in this league of what can happen to fucking DeAndre Hopkins. So you're not safe if you're going up against them. And at the end of the day, this is one of the better pass defenses that we have to go against. And, and then when he goes up against Artie Burns, we're going to test his nuts too and see what he is.
No, man. Like I say, Hopkins definitely he showed up for that check he collected. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's
absolutely.
He got paid and did the damn thing. So I definitely give him that. And the thing is why I like Hop, because even though he had his little semi holdout or whatever you want to call it, Hop ain't never been no issue. You ain't never heard of nothing off the field with him.
Never.
You know what I'm saying? He'd have been straight mate, and he comes and he plays ball. Like I say, now he's a little bit flashier. But he's definitely a protege of
he's definitely a flashy player. Absolutely, definitely a flashy player. That's why his name rings so many bells, and that's why everybody, for the most part, give him respect. But I want the detractors to go ahead and remain and keep saying what they were saying about him falling off because of number 17 was the quarterback. Exactly. At the end of the day, this motherfucker couldn't throw the ball to Demaryius Thomas. He couldn't throw the ball to fucking Emmanuel Sanders. He couldn't get the ball to Will Fuller. He couldn't get the ball to C.J. Anderson. He couldn't get the ball to Lamar Miller. He couldn't get the ball to anybody on any team that he fucking played for. And at the end of the day, the nigga is an unadulterated bum. Big, uncoordinated motherfucker. He's absolutely incompetent, and he has no real football skills and is getting beat out by third-string quarterbacks on the Browns. So what the fuck does that tell you? This dude is an absolute bum. And matter of fact, you're a greater bum if fucking John Elway drafted you.
Yeah, that's my thing. I was just about to get into that. How do you feel about Elway? Because shit, Brock Osweiler,
he's trash.
Got boys out there losing their jobs. He done got what was that? 3 coordinators fired? Something like that. 4 coordinators fired.
Other than you tell me, Honcho, in the last Okay, I think maybe he drafted other than free agency. The only guys that he has on this team that he's drafted personally, I'm not sure if he drafted Demaryius Thomas, but Demaryius Thomas has declined since Peyton Manning last season in the league, and he hasn't really been the same player. He has stats that shows up at the end of the last year. You were like, damn, he caught 100 passes, he got 1,000 yards. Like, how the fuck did he do that? He has the quietest stat lines that anybody has of all the so-called top 15 receivers in the league that you don't even really think about. He's not even he's an afterthought. He hasn't been dangerous since 2013, 2014, if we being real. But as far as Elway is concerned, other than him, if we talking about drafting, the only people that he's drafted who've even been worth a damn, and I won't even say they've even been premier, is Shane Ray and Bradley Roby. You take them out of the equation, who the fuck is he drafted that's been worth it down? I mean, maybe Danny Trevathan, I'm not sure, and maybe Brandon Marshall, and I think he was a free agent. And Trevathan, he plays for the fucking the Bears now. Yeah. So it's just like, you can't keep coaches, you can't draft. Draft picks don't serve you. You believed in Paxton Lynch, you believed in Trevor Siemian and Brock Osweiler, and they all reside on the same team. So that's at the end of the day. I feel like offensive GMs who were former players don't know how to draft offense. They know how to draft defense.
See, here's the thing. Yeah, and you're right about that, because they know what to look out for. But my thing is, like, how you saying, like, guys to me who were talented when they were very talented players don't really make good coaches, because you can't if you were just one of those guys, you one of them ones that just got it like that, you can't teach somebody how to do that. If it just came natural to you, it's just certain things you can't teach a player. And they can only they only gonna have a limited skill set. And you can try your best to put it in, but if you ain't got it, you just ain't got it. Okay, I put it
to but quick note. I put it to you like this, Honcho, and everybody in the stream. Without John Elway getting a ring, which was a product of the defense that he put together, I put him. But if it wasn't for him getting Peyton Manning, free agents, and signing them to these contracts, which is about to hurt them starting this year, next year, and the year after, because they're about to have a serious rebuilding problem in the next couple of years, and the Broncos are not going to be talked about as a Super Bowl team or an even viable playoff team for the next 4 to 5 years. Bank on me and bookmark this shit when Wink said it. He said it today. He said it today, the day before Thanksgiving, so that's an easy day to remember. You know what I'm saying? You can revert back to this video, and their cap situation is about to start hurting. You got Talib, who signed at a high contract. You got Chris Harris, who signed at a high contract. You got Von Miller, who you got at a high contract. You got Derek Wolfe and other guys, and other role players that's on this defense that got pretty decent contracts, along with Demaryius Thomas on the other side of the field. And he has done nothing for the offensive line since they've been there. I mean, come on, bro. You're not really that good at what you do. I mean, in terms of spending money on free agency, you've done nothing. So, I mean, if you're talking about drafting good players and getting good players in free agency and having the right coaches to coach your football team and take you places, I mean, you haven't done that. I mean, Peyton Manning, let's just get this straight. Peyton Manning took your team to places for like a good 3 years in a row. Then the defense had to hold his hand the very last season of his abysmal career. So that abysmal season, not his abysmal career, but like his last season was it's worse than anything that Tom Savage or Brock Osweiler could ever do.
Okay, so we got a couple. First, we got a couple people. Somebody say you look like Arian Foster. Somebody else say, nah, you remind me of old buddy from Menace to Society. So Duck Scout got a question, a good question. And I'm glad he added the other part to it too, because at first I was gonna say nah, but he said I got a question. He said, would you consider bringing Mike Shanahan to Houston? But on the second part, he said, Shanahan, not being a head coach, but as an assistant coach.
Mike Shanahan, in terms of he knows how to. For one, Mike Shanahan knows how to assemble a team, and he has a scheme, and he's gonna scheme. And even just a couple of weeks when he was on Undisputed, and he talked about RG3 and how he knew he was supposed to excel versus what RG3 and his family wanted to do was completely separate, and he knew what RG3 needed to do to be successful. So he would play right into the hands of Deshaun Watson if for some reason we ever got rid of Bill O'Brien and the offensive line will become great again because, like I said in the previous stream, we don't have guys to be running a power scheme like we still continue to do. We have dudes for a simple zone running scheme, inside outside zone, which is would be a strong suit. You can pull, you can run trap plays, you can run some power, just depending on who's pulling. If it's Xavier Suafilo, then that play is gonna get blown up, and he's gonna elevate to the second level pretty swiftly. And whoever is in that man's way, sayonara. You know what I'm saying? It's comatose to you. You know what I'm saying? You gonna get blown up. I know what I see. I mean, so sayonara to you. You know what I'm saying? Shit. You might as well go ahead and get whoever that is and just go ahead and bow in the end zone. You know what I'm saying? And do another touchdown celebration because it's gonna be a long day.
Yeah, I would like. I'll say I don't know necessarily about it as a head coach position. I'd like to see him maybe as an OC. I think Bill O'Brien needs to maybe fall back from the play calling.
To be honest, I don't have a problem with Bill O'Brien right now. What he's doing with Deshaun Watson calling plays because he has made an elaborate scheme and he does look like a good football mind only because of Deshaun Watson and how he's thriving on the team. Without Deshaun Watson, he's a mediocre coach and a mediocre play caller at best.
Yeah, and that's my thing. Like I say, and I don't mean like I say, I'm Team B.O.B. I know a lot of people have a lot less care for B.O.B. than I do. I be giving him a long leeway. I feel like that he has to do. So he finally got a quarterback, and he showed that he was willing to adapt and start doing some things. I felt like, like I say, we dealt with 17 last year. I think that was kind of out of his control until the end. And before that, he was just a litany of backups that he was dealing with. So I don't know. But then again, you got Deshaun Watson, who could just be that once in a generation talent, like you say, that makes him look good. It could be a Phil Jackson type situation.
It's the perfect marriage right now. The only reason why I don't want Bill O'Brien going from the team right now is only because of Deshaun Watson. Without Deshaun Watson, I say get rid of him week 1. If we being real, I've been calling for his firing. I've been calling for his resignation for the last 2 years. Because at the end of the day, I could see where this train was going. And at the end of the day, you're nothing but mediocre when you get 3 9-7s in a row. True enough, you won 2 division crowns, but that wasn't a fact of anything that you're known for, which is an offensive prowess. You bring nothing to the table when it comes to offense other than this year. And at the end of the day, you believed and you let someone named George Gotti call your offense for 3 years when they got you nowhere other than the first year that you were a head coach in this league when you had Arian Foster, Andre Johnson, and veterans that know schemes, that have been in various schemes, that are very smart football players who can thrive in any situation. You know what I'm saying? So those were the type of players you had. And once you got rid of those veteran players your first year, look what happens. You have a young team who's not smart enough to figure things out because they don't have any veteran leadership to pass down on what you're supposed to do in certain assignments. It's trust. And at the end of the day, you've gotten everybody out of an offensive rhythm every single season because something's changed. There's always been a new line coach, or it's been a new wide receiver coach. It's been a new this. It's been a new that. Nobody can mesh. Nobody can get down the system because at the end of the day, the parts are always changing. So when you put in a situation like that, how can you dare call yourself a good football coach, and how can anyone believe in you to be a good football coach because you went 9-7 and you got some of the best defensive talent in the league? That's a thanks to Rick Smith and Romeo Crennel, not Bill O'Brien.
Yeah, that's absolutely right on that. But like I say, I just felt like, what I'm saying, if he got the chance to get the pieces that was necessary, and I thought, I felt like that was more slacking on Smith's part by not. But then again, what quarterbacks were available? It wasn't like a whole shit.
Exactly.
So you kind of had to do what you had to do. So we got a couple other good ones. We're going to touch on a couple things. Man, and this is a weird thing to me. We're gonna jump to some college football real quick. And it ain't like I've really been paying attention, but just some politics.
I don't fuck with college.
They talking about Sumlin about to get fired. I heard on the radio they're going to say Sumlin's supposed to be fired after this game against LSU this week. My thing is,
I can believe it.
How the fuck do you let a motherfucker know that they gonna be fired before they fire him right there? They say might as well just say fuck it. To me, that's
might as well.
Yeah, to me, that's what I don't understand because shit, what incentive do I have to go in and really coach this game unless I'm trying to play for another job, which may happen. But I think my Sumlin though is I've never been big on Sumlin since from U of H. I'm a U of H.
Right.
I've always felt like Sumlin has capitalized off of other coaches' recruits and benefited from that.
Mike, if it wasn't for Mike Evans and Johnny Manziel, he doesn't even have a coaching job.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Cause like I say, what was it? Who was it? You know, Ricky Seals, who we just saw. I remember hearing
Right.
about him taking the helicopter to go see Ricky Seals. And shit,
Hmm.
what did Ricky Seals do at A&M really?
Not a damn thing.
And that's
He
what.
just caught his first NFL pass against us,
Mm-hmm.
which was some pretty good passes,
Yeah,
but that was against an abysmal secondary. I
exactly.
mean, when you got dudes like Kevin Johnson and Kareem Johnson guarding you, I mean, bro, anybody's gonna look like an All Pro.
Yeah,
At least this season.
yeah.
Last season, this would have been a completely different story.
They made some
But
boys look good this year.
I mean,
And so,
that has a bit to do with the pass rush as well, because we can't say other than Clowney who's really generating pass rush. I mean, you
yeah,
do get Lamar Houston who does get to do it, but how often is he in the game to affect plays?
yeah,
He's not in the game. I don't see 58 on very many downs, but when you do see him, he's always making some play.
yeah,
Ofamba
exactly.
Kamalu, DJ Reader,
Yeah,
and Carlos Watkins are doing everything that they can, and
yeah,
they making sure that the plays are hard throws. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? When a quarterback does get out of the pocket, and shit is getting disruptive. I'm not saying we're not a disruptive front, but in terms of pass rush, in terms of playmaking ability, when sacks are becoming negative plays for us, that's the only thing we lacking.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. And like I say, them young, like I say, we got some good young talent. Like I say, Reader was a hell of a pickup. Watkins is
oh
definitely
yes,
coming to his own. Uh,
Daku looks good, but he's
man,
not getting no play.
man, yeah, that one because Duck Scout been on me on that one for since the beginning of the
I've
season.
been saying, I told you. I even told you early on, even when we first came on with the channel,
Yeah,
and we started talking about dudes, and I diagnosed and I looked at some of his tape. This dude not getting burned. He's Richard Sherman and reincarnated.
yeah,
That's exactly who he is. He's Richard Sherman incarnated. The same swag, the same playability. He's a little bit longer in terms of his vertical, you know what I'm saying, and how he stretches out to affect plays. I know you felt like he was always around the ball and shit like that, but you kind of docked him
yeah,
on it
yeah,
because you were like, he was always around the ball, but you thought it was a benefit of somebody else being around him to affect the play, but it really wasn't. It was him.
yeah,
He had the length, he had the breakability. If we saw how he was playing versus how Kareem Jackson
yeah,
and
yeah,
everybody else were playing,
yeah,
they were playing off while he was playing press man because
yeah,
he knew he's the stronger. He knew he was stronger than his opponent.
yeah,
So when he can break on the ball and feel where the opponent's going. You can't feel where the receiver's going if you're not pressed against him.
yeah.
You don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Exactly.
So at the end of the day, when you have that much room, easy plays will be made. And at the end of the day, he converted on a critical down and at one of the most important parts of that
Yeah,
game,
yeah, he
and I
definitely did.
immediately recognized
Yeah,
it.
he definitely did. He definitely did. And I had to give him his credit for that because, like I say, I doubted. Like I say, when I be knocking somebody, I go back and I eat my words. I definitely did talk a lot of shit early
Yeah.
on about the
Yeah.
dude, but he has been making a little bit of a name for himself, and he's starting to show that he can make some plays. So, like I say, that may be, a lot of us are looking at secondary and stuff like that, but he may be part of the remedy for that situation. Like I say, get a little bit more experience, and he can make a name for himself. So he said Darrell Reeves just went to the Chiefs with a 2-year contract.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, I
Okay,
seen that.
that's interesting.
I didn't know. I didn't know. For the life of me, I couldn't understand why the fuck we didn't pick him up.
Yeah,
I didn't understand that.
I'm taking a
What
look.
is it, baby? Oh, hold on. Yeah, you can go ahead and keep talking.
Okay, yeah, do
My,
your
my
thing,
little daughter.
man. Do your thing,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Like I say, so I see what you're talking about, Ducks. How you say you would only replace O'Brien if we had somebody who was without a doubt better.
need some help.
And so, like I'm saying, that we I better make sure I kill the sound. I don't know if y'all can hear so he can do his thing. But like you was talking about, I'd only replace Bill O'Brien too if you had somebody proven, a veteran coach, with a proven record in the league. Because there's just no way I would go and give another young guy a shot. And I still, like I said, I still feel like you give Bill next year at least. You guarantee him next year at least to see what he can do with Deshaun Watson, to see if he can step that up a notch to really improve it. Yeah. And so
Yeah.
what I'm saying is that like I let him do that, and if he proves that okay, now we're formidable. I mean, and if really basically he can do what he's been doing this year. I mean, what he did this year. If you can continue that and you can keep that up, because you'd have been right now number one offense in the league, and it wouldn't even been close. Deshaun
We
Watson,
6 right now. So we still 6th in points.
and that's crazy. And that's crazy because Watson.
And that's with
a
3
month.
weeks, and that's in a 3-week stretch where in the last 2 weeks we've only scored 2 touchdowns in each game.
Yeah. And so that's ridiculous. So that tells you what the young man can do. So like I say, I don't think you make any major changes and upset what you got going on right now. I think you leave it as is. But if he's showing that I don't see why not. you know, because I mean, almost it's
I
really.
don't either.
So I mean, so like I say, but we just got to like I think injuries just hinders just really fucked everything up for us this year. I mean, that's all it really
Yeah.
was. Defensively, offensively, we lost. Other than
We
Clowney,
lost good. We lost
everybody.
good depth players. We
Yeah.
lost good depth players. We lost the best talent on our team.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, like the best talent.
I
The
mean,
guys who you would have thought. I mean, the only thing that could be worse right now is if we lost Clowney on defense. That would just be heartbreaking. Like that would be, I'm not going to speak that into existence or anything like that, but I'm
yeah.
just saying if something to that magnitude were to happen, that would just be ferocious for us. Like that wouldn't be good.
Man.
And watch people start saying, "Oh, he's a bust. He can't stay healthy." Like, no,
Yeah.
and I guarantee you, it'll be a cheap ass play. It'll be something. It'll be something that was really out of his reach, or he trying to make a play, and in the midst got hurt, got his ankle rolled up on. Some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Nothing notable to really be hurt, to garner, him being hurt. But, it's football, so it happens.
Just saying we never drafted a dope safety. I'm trying to think. No, we ain't never really drafted a
Nah.
good safety high. But I'm trying to think, what round was KJ was a fifth rounder?
Who?
KJ Dillon. He was what, a fourth or fifth? I know he ain't.
KJ Dillon is good, but he was and man, did we cut him in the offseason?
I think we
Like,
cut
did
him
we
early in the preseason.
in
I
the
think.
preseason? That was the fucking stupidest. When I saw that, and when I saw that we let go of Denzel Rice, I could understand
Yeah.
the Denzel Rice thing because he was going to fuck off in the preseason. He was tall, he was lanky, he was playing like how Deku was playing. You know what I'm saying? Like he was making plays, but he ended up when he got that interception that he had almost returned for a touchdown. I want to say that was in that Pats game
Yeah. I
or
think.
something like that.
Yeah, it was one of them.
He ended up fucking his leg up, and
Oh,
I,
okay.
yeah.
That's
And
what it
then you had dudes like D Virgin, they really couldn't play.
was.
You know what I'm saying? And other dudes, we had, but Denzel Rice, I wouldn't be surprised if he's back with us in the offseason.
Yeah, I would like that. And what's his name? Did that D Virgin? Did he make the practice squad?
He was supposed to be on the practice squad, but he ended up hurting his
He ended up
leg.
getting hurt too. Okay.
Yeah,
Because
he
like I
was
say,
hurt.
them first couple of plays, I know the first couple of games, he wasn't looking too good. But later, I want to say it was maybe who was the third game? He started looking like he was kind of. I ain't saying of course you're going against twos and threes and shit.
Right.
But he was starting to look like he was trying to come into his own a little bit. He wasn't getting toasted like he was at the first. I think he just had to get because he came from a smaller school, and I think that's a big jump in talent. So it's going to take a little bit to get adjusted to that.
This is our problem. This has been our problem in the secondary period. We've always drafted dudes who was physical, who can tackle, who can do this, but they don't make interceptions. They don't make the big play when you need it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, when we had Daniel Manning, he would come up and make a big play. He'll strip your ass for a fumble. I can remember specifically the Bears and the Lions game in 2012. I remember them games vividly.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I just watched that footage not too long ago. The Lions game. You know what I'm saying? And just watch what he did in overtime and both of them games. And in that Jaguars game that we played the week before that. You know what I'm saying? Where Andre won the big game. You know what I'm saying? So,
that was a hell of a play too.
It was. I mean, J. Joe's honestly not targeted as much as people like to think that he is. I mean, when he does, certain type of receivers can hurt him. If you're a big ass receiver, like like AJ Green, he's 6'4", like 215, 218. He handles AJ Green no problem. But when it comes to a guy like T.Y. Hilton or it comes to white receivers, I don't know why. Like dudes like Adam Thielen coming out party was against Jonathan Joseph last year, week 5. We being real. Like Jordy Nelson has gave this dude problems, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like lots of dudes, you know what I'm saying? I can think, people may take that shit as racist, but it's the truth. If you really go look and you go diagnose the tape and you go think of everybody that's ever made Jonathan Joseph look like a below average cornerback, it's been white dudes and it's been dudes that have been too shifty and have a different gear that he can't keep up with.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go look. I ain't never really thought about that aspect, but I'm gonna have to go look back.
No, go look at it. Go think. Go back and go look at it. Matter of fact, go look at that. Go look at that Week 6 Packers highlights with Jordy Nelson when he had like 4 touchdowns and like damn near 200 yards against J. Joe.
I ain't even think about it. That's a good take. That's a damn good take.
Man,
I think Vrabel's in a
Vrabel. Don't even get me started, bro. But you go ahead.
My thing with Vrabel is. And then what I say is I think he sees everything to me as a linebacker. You know what I'm saying? He
he's not looking at it from a.
You know what I'm saying? And so I don't think he's really, you know what I'm saying, visualizing the whole defense when he's out there play calling. I think he's gonna get better. I think he'll eventually be it. But I felt like maybe it should have been maybe Cornell needs to be assistant DC. Or, I mean, and I'm sure he's still leaning on Cornell a little bit. But
Right.
I'm just I'm not satisfied with what he's doing. But at the same time, I can't dock him for the fact Merciless. Watt,
Right,
and all the injuries that he's been dealing with. So I'm not going. I'm just kind of.
But they were playing bad before those dudes went down, so you can't say. We can't say that they would still get lit up. They would still get lit up for 30, 40-point games even before that. The Jacksonville game, there wasn't no reason to drop that game the way that we did.
Yeah.
I mean, true enough. Okay, yeah, we held Cincinnati to something, but I mean, again, we held the Tennessee Titans because we just got their number. I don't give a fuck who the quarterback is. So, I don't care who the quarterback is. I'm not worried about them at all. They can't run the ball against us. If we can do what we just did to Adrian Peterson, and they must have forgot what we did, and they must think that because we don't have J.J. Watt and Merciless on the team that we still not gonna stop their run. That shit is finna get stuffed even worse this next go around week 17 when we play them. But to your point of what you were saying about him not being able to do the defensive back end, and you saying that he's pretty much what he's doing with the linebackers, I think he has the whole front seven A1 even right now. Yeah. The whole because he was a defensive lineman at one point in time. He moved to linebacker and this and that. So he understands everything that has to deal with the front seven, but he has no sense of when it comes to the secondary, and that's why I believe Romeo Cornell needs to come in.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna say a few folks talking about a couple of basketball games. I ain't know OKC and the Warriors play tonight. I'm gonna spill a little bit of sauce on that, man. Here's my thing. You got a lot of people still talking crazy. Paul Pierce, old stupid ass, talking about OKC gonna win. Them motherfuckers.
He's still in the. He ain't retired, right?
Yeah, he retired, but he's on that show. He on one of them shows. I think is it The Jump or something
I don't know, bro. I don't follow basketball like that.
It's too many damn shows, but. My thing about Paul Pierce, he ain't the truth. He a motherfucking lie because he talking crazy. You know what I'm saying? He real ridiculous. Like, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, as a basketball player, he on this OKC train. But I'll tell you like this is how you prove it tonight. OKC done had just as much time as everybody else. If Kyrie then slid over to Boston and beat the Warriors, if the Rockets went into the Warriors' house and beat the Warriors, ain't no excuse for OKC. Them motherfuckers talking about, they got all this star power now. Okay, well, let's see that star power activate tonight. If them motherfuckers get worked over by the Warriors, man, keep OKC out the conversation.
From what I'm hearing, Melo bringing OKC down.
Yeah, to me.
From what I'm hearing, from what I'm hearing, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's still trying to beat Melo, but at the end of the day, Melo's regressing. I mean, who's to say?
Yeah, I'm saying he's still Melo, but then you got to think about who Melo is with who Westbrook is, and then with
that's a recipe for disaster.
Exactly. And Melo is a ball stopper. That's why I'm like, when it came down to it, like everybody's like I was saying yesterday, everybody's talking about Olympic Melo, and I guess it ain't happening over there. Over here, it would have been cool for him because the Rockets they passing like a motherfucker.
Right.
And so he gonna get the ball. Over there, he gonna have to create his own, make his own shit shake over there. And so with three guys that have to, that all have to do that, it's a recipe for disaster to me. But like I say, right tonight will be a test of time. They had it's been about almost 20 games. I think been about 18 games so far. Everybody in the 15 to 18 game range. So I'm not saying that's enough time to truly mesh and know who you are. But if other teams at this point with a lot of new pieces have been able to go and beat the Warriors. Right. Since that's the standard right now in the NBA, if people want to put OKC in the conversation, they got to show up. But these motherfuckers under 500, and I don't understand it. Like the same thing with Kyrie. Like I said, with motherfuckers talking about the MVP stat, you can look at the numbers. And I'm not a big stats guy because you can always manipulate stats to say what you want to say. If you really try to get into it, you can manipulate the stats to say what you want to say.
Yeah.
Every situation is individual. Yeah, when you compile it all, it sounds good. But what I'm saying is, like the numbers already show Kyrie ain't on James Harden level. OKC, they under 500. They not on Houston level, but people for some reason want to continue to jump them over Houston. They jumping them over all. This is gonna be the team. People like saying names. I think that's really what I feel like. People just like saying star names and shit like that.
It's because they got ties to these dudes. They like these dudes. These dudes You know, they probably follow him on Instagram, or you know, he probably put him in the door with some pussy or something. I mean, who knows, bro?
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? They
You never
probably,
know.
you know what I'm saying? They probably sucking each other off. I mean, who knows, bro?
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
niggas out here, they be doing some fugazi ass shit.
Man.
So when people get the line on TV and they get to showing their real children, they just showing that they can't believe, but who takes them serious anyway?
Yeah.
I mean, so me and these dudes, bro, they got a job. Anybody can do their motherfucking job. I mean, if you gonna sit me to pay me to lie. I
Yeah.
mean, I probably would too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They getting paid to lie. They getting paid handsomely to lie and put on this facade like they really believe in these things when they really don't. It's just to create storylines
Yeah,
to just
exactly.
let everybody down later
Yeah,
on. So at the
exactly.
end of the day, it's only to pump that fan base up just to bring them down later. Because when it all boils down, Kyrie will never be nothing without LeBron James on the same teams in terms of championships and playoff aspirations. And that's all
Exactly.
I got to say about that.
Exactly. And what I tell people, listen, when they want to get to talking about Kyrie, man, replace Kyrie with Isaiah Thomas from last year. Isaiah Thomas had the #1 seed for the Celtics last year. You know what I'm saying? So all these people being surprised, oh, Kyrie, he ain't doing shit, because Isaiah Thomas's stats at this point in the season were better across the board than what Kyrie is doing. Like, people don't realize that team has talent. That team has depth. Boston is a good team. With or without, because they was winning games in the playoffs without Isaiah Thomas. So with no superstar, they were still winning games. So the addition of Kyrie is just a small factor. People are just trying to give him too much credit for something that he didn't do. And so that bothers me. But yeah, I see somebody say Isaiah did it first. I saw Anthony make a statement. Please tell me ESPN ain't on that bullshit. One, you talking about ESPN talk about Joel Embiid is the next Elijah Wan. Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no other
I don't
Elijah
even know
Wan.
what it is, so I can't comment.
Yeah, he played for the 76. Don't get me wrong. He a good center, but he ain't no next Elijah. First, national media outlets like ESPN didn't want to give Elijah Wan his love. You know what I'm saying? They ain't show Elijah Wan. No, what the greatest ever. I don't care what nobody say. You talking about all around most versatile center to ever fucking play the game was
Hakeem
Elijah Wan.
Olajuwon, hands down.
Yeah,
It's no coincidence that when they asked Michael Jordan of all the
exactly.
players that's ever been in the league, if you could play with one player that you had to have on your team, who would it be? And the first name, and he didn't hesitate at all, was
Exactly.
Hakeem
Hakeem
Olajuwon over
Olajuwon.
Shaq, over Abdul-Jabbar, over Pippen, over anybody. If I could have played with anybody who I know we would have decimated the league, it was Hakeem Olajuwon.
Oh yeah.
He never saw nothing like him.
And the thing about Elijah One game would transcend to any generation. Elijah One
Oh
could have
yeah,
came in as a
absolutely.
rookie now and be handling boys. So that's what I said. That's what
Man,
Dream is
look,
the truth.
that fadeaway is unbeatable. That's second, hands down, hands down, hands down. Hakeem Olajuwon's dream shake is by far the most lethal move
Oh
ever
man.
been created in sports history,
Yeah.
and I'm talking across the board. If we can talk about a specific move that used there's so many variations. The only other thing that could even beat that and even be, and I can't even say. I won't even say that. And I only say Kareem Abdul-Jabbar may be the sky hook may be a little bit only because he was 7'6". If he wasn't that tall, his arms weren't that long. If he was Hakeem Olajuwon's size,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I don't really see that move being nowhere near as effective as it is. Not to say it wouldn't be effective because he was still taller than his opponents that he had to score over in the paint. But hands down, you can use the dream shake for crossovers. You can use it for layups. You can use it for dunks. You can just use it for passes. People forget he was a phenomenal passer for
Excellent.
7'1".
Yeah.
7'1", he had the best handles at 7'1" I've ever seen. And that's to this day. I've never seen him, and not even I mean, he had handles.
Yeah.
Like he
That's
could
what.
shoot
Yeah.
threes. He could
Yeah.
shoot threes. He could shoot
Yeah.
threes. He could free throw. He could hit from 30. He could hit from 20. He was a great free throw
Yeah.
shooter. He was a phenomenal rebounder, and he led the league in steals. I don't know how many times. Like it was
Had
just
the
come on. The dude is phenomenal, bro. I'll
what
take him over Shaq any day.
2 quadruple doubles. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers ain't doing that. You gotta get that man play a quadruple
He
double.
abused Shaq. But come on, we're not finna act like we didn't just
Man.
see a 30 for 30 over a year and a half ago with Shaq and Penny Hardaway when they were talking about, and Shaq said it himself. He was like, yeah, I could not get in this dude's head
Yeah.
to save my life. He was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I like that elbow, big fella. Because at the end of the day, he couldn't fuck
Yeah,
with Elijah
exactly.
Wan. Nobody could. And what's his face? Oh, buddy, what was the
Robinson,
motherfucker from San Antonio?
Duncan
Yeah,
Robinson.
Robinson.
Oh man, when they
Man,
gave
he
away
did
his
not want
MVP,
it with him.
when they gave away
Did not.
his MVP, Elijah said, "I need to come collect that, baby. Let me come get that, baby. I need mine."
Man,
they had David Robinson looking like Derrick Rose that year. They gave Derrick Rose the
Man,
LeBron MVP when he talked when they
I don't know,
and he said,
man.
"Man, look, I ain't never knew somebody that big could be that." When Derrick Rose was looking at that podium when he was talking about how LeBron did it when LeBron guarded his ass, that's how David Robinson was looking after like, man, there's nothing I can do. I can't stop him.
You couldn't do. You can't do
Can't do
nothing.
shit.
It was nothing you could do. The only thing that was gonna revert, it was gonna fuck anything up with Elijah Wan. It was never one player. It was himself. He had off night.
Yeah.
One, but
Yeah.
or the team just wasn't doing that good, or they were decimated by injury, and he had to pick up some more of the responsibility. He never complained, and at the end of the day, he's coached everybody who's anybody
And look how
up
they
to a
game
different
developed.
standard,
Exactly.
and look how their game is, and everybody goes to Hakeem Olajuwon's way, and even at 50 some years old, he still got all the moves. He still looks explosive. I remember how stiff LeBron James looked when he went to camp. He was looking just stiff.
Yeah.
You know, he picked up a lot of the movement and shit like that, but he was nowhere near the limber as he needed to be. But Dwight Howard was.
Yeah.
He was moving fluid, you know what I'm saying? Like how he needed to move, you know what I'm saying? But LeBron James' game has elevated since he's been in the hands of Hakeem
Man,
Olajuwon.
shit, him, fucking Kobe. Kobe went and hollered at him, and look, he
Man,
stepped over there.
everybody,
And that's what I say.
everybody, bro, everybody.
And that's why I tell these boys, they be like, I say, oh, well, Shaq this. I say, man,
No, fuck Shaq. If
who go to
Shaq wasn't
the game?
300 pounds, Shaq wasn't
Exactly.
350 fucking pounds,
Exactly.
everybody would shit on Shaq.
Exactly.
Because he had problems with Yao Ming when he
Man.
first got in the league. So we don't even want to talk about that.
Exactly.
Yao Ming was destroying this nigga when he first got to the league. We gonna act like we didn't see that either.
Yeah.
So come on, bro. I done seen this nigga flop and hit the ground and get his stupid ass legs up. We all seen the Kevin Hart stand up when Kevin Hart showed how that motherfucker be falling on the ground, and that's exactly how he would fall. And you wasn't exaggerating at all. So no, we don't want to hear that.
Shaq hated anybody he couldn't just bully. See, that's why I tell people, I say, look
That-
at the era
exactly.
that Shaq played in. Who was the next best, until Yao Ming came, who was the next best center in that era?
It was only Shaq.
It was Shaq.
It was only Shaq. You could say Ewing to a fault. You could still say David Robinson. You could probably say Paul Gasol, and you could probably say Bynum when he was healthy.
Yeah. But shit, that's like. But what I'm saying is that's on the bookends of Shaq's career, because Shaq, he came in with
Exactly.
all the greats. He came in when the greats were going out. And then when those kind of
Exactly.
young guys were kind of coming, he was going to, Todd McCullough, Matt Geiger.
Yeah.
Matt Geiger. That's the type of motherfucker.
Yeah, Matt Geiger.
He went up against. That's what I'm
George
saying.
Mirrison.
Yeah,
George
you know what I'm
Mirrison.
saying?
Nigga,
Like,
get the fuck out of here.
This is what I'm saying. But motherfucker, he's the greatest. Fuck no, dog. Like,
Fuck out of here. Don't get me wrong. No, I love Shaq.
Yeah.
Shaq was a phenomenal and a very dominant, but if it was not for his weight, which he could not keep under control, had Shaq been in better shape, if he would have got his weight down and he would have died at the way that he was supposed to, he could have been far more dominant, and he would be the league leading score, the NBA scoring leader right now.
Oh yeah.
Easy. It's no debate about that. If he does everything he needed to do with his body, he will supersede and he will have more championships than Michael Jordan right now.
Oh, yeah.
Easily.
Oh, yeah.
Easily.
And my other thing too, I'm gonna jump on Akeem real quick, then we're gonna change the subject before we get up out of here. But one thing too about Akeem is Akeem's game. If Akeem was from 7 foot to 6'5", his game would have he was an NBA player, period, because he just had an all around good fucking
Good game, yeah. Look, he was
inside.
fundamentally sound.
Mm-hmm.
He was fundamentally sound. He had great shots. He had great form. The Dream Shake. That's all we got to talk about, bro. The Dream Shake alone was the most dominant move that I've ever seen in basketball.
Yeah. All right. So I want to tell everybody, man, make sure first and foremost before we get up out of here, y'all go down to the description, hit the link, and go subscribe to Wink channel, because y'all know he bringing it. Y'all know he bringing that good flavor. Make sure y'all go show him some love and go subscribe to the channel, because he definitely talking Texans. You know what I'm saying? And he definitely talk. You know, we know what he talking about. He talking some good shit. Part 2, make sure y'all like the stream.
Hell yeah, hit that like button. If y'all ain't hit that like button, if y'all ain't hit that button, go ahead and snitch on yourself, and then write to Honcho and say, "Yeah, man, I hit the like button," because you need to. You need to be ashamed of yourself.
Tell on yourself. All right, number two. That was number 2. Number 3, yeah, it will be a Kush Den a little bit later. I'll say maybe after the Rockets game. And number 4. Man, before I forget, like Duck Scout said, man, y'all make sure y'all have a happy Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
I'm telling myself I'm gonna stream later. I might not, because I may be out of pocket. So it may be some late shit if I do, but it might not happen tomorrow. But so if there's no stream tomorrow, make sure y'all have a happy Thanksgiving. Get fat full, and then after you get fat full, go sneak off to the side. Don't let your grandma see you. Go burn you a little something. You know what I'm saying? Come back in and catch the games or whatever and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Don't let your drunk uncle get on your nerves and be ready to fight that nigga and shit. Y'all keep it kosher. Keep it kosher with your family this Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely.
So,
yeah, man.
But with that,
everybody, y'all go ahead. Everybody have, like you said, like Honcho just said, man, y'all go ahead. Y'all hit that like, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate y'all coming through for another great show. We're going to be doing this probably on a regular basis.
Yes, sir,
I mean, it's just an our thought process. You know what I'm saying? With me and Honcho, we just want to bring the heat, make sure that we talk good shit, and y'all get a lot of entertainment, man. So I appreciate y'all following through. And Honcho, you know what I'm saying? Salute you once again for bringing me on. And, keeping the G as always.
Man, I appreciate that. I appreciate you been fucking with the flavor since day one, man. And so, like I say, that's just a small thing that I can do. I appreciate, you know what I'm saying, contributing to the sauce. I know the Sauce Nation appreciates that, you know what I'm saying, because you're always bringing some good takes, some very, very good takes. Got me thinking about some things. I got to go look at a couple. I got to go look at J-Joe again and see what's going on with my boy and the wide receivers and a couple other things. But so, like I say, man.
I swear, if I had me a laptop, we would have a show. We would have to have a segment on a show. We would at least do on Tuesdays, probably on Trending Tuesdays, or probably on a Thursday, where breakdowns, and we can show where shit can be exploited, and how players are played, and so we can bring shit to light so people know what they're looking at. Because dudes only go off of stats and Pro Football Focus, and them niggas don't know what the fuck they be talking about half the time. So y'all can't believe that shit. Believe me when I say, and believe dudes who done played, who really watch football, know what the fuck they talking about. And y'all gonna get this unbiased bullshit that these dudes constantly talk about in the media, constantly repeat themselves in every single segment of ESPN and NFL Network all fucking day long.
Yeah, absolutely. And man, look, if we don't fuck with y'all tomorrow, don't be out there trying to go get some old bullshit ass Black Friday deals, be in the Walmart fighting and shit. I don't want to see Sauce Nation on the news from a viral video clip. One of y'all done got whooped trying to score a flat screen.
That Greens Point getting lit up.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So look, I don't want none of y'all getting fucked up over no bullshit. So man, it ain't worth it, baby.
Yeah, don't get caught at Sharpstown and don't go nowhere, man. Don't go nowhere, man. Hey, it ain't even worth it. It ain't worth it.
Y'all know what's kosher. Y'all know what's not. Cause look, it's spoken. I'm just telling y'all, man. Like I say, I don't run with that type of crowd, no shit, no nothing like that. No, but be careful if you is gonna come. These motherfuckers out there plotting. So make sure you're on your toes, because it's always a snake looking for a quick lick. So man, like I say, man, y'all be safe. If we don't holler at y'all by then, man, have a good fat full Thanksgiving. But I'm finna get over here and go check out this Rockets game. But make sure too, y'all go check hit him on the IG. That's Wink IG right there, Third Coast 5100 with the underscore. So you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So make sure y'all catch him on IG too. And
I'm gonna let you. And I just want to give a quick update. I mean, my name is Wink. That's how everybody can still address me. But I'll be ended up changing the name of that channel, the one that you guys are subscribed to, the Third Coast Sports TV.
Okay, cool. All right, well, that's a bet. So make sure, y'all go subscribe. Third Coast Sports TV. I like that shit. Third Coast born. I mean, we Texas.
Yeah,
raised.
I'm gonna come on with a theme song and everything. So niggas gonna be jamming, and we're gonna ride out with a fly as H-Town tune when it's all said and done. You know what I'm saying? Once I get my shit right, and y'all go ahead and show me the ropes. I need to learn how to make banners and all that little shit, because I'm gonna need all the help I can get when it comes to editing.
Absolutely, man. Holla, man. I do what I can do for you. We can make some shit shake, man. Because it ain't nothing but love. Like I said, I love to see people talking good text and shit. So we ain't got to hear that media bullshit.
Nah.
We gonna change the narrative. Duck Scout, man. Look, hold on. Before we get up at Duck Scout, don't do that. Look, if y'all gonna go out on Black Friday, don't wear that Sauce Sports shirt if y'all go out on Black Friday and get caught up.
That nigga gonna be on the news, and I'm gonna know what's gonna be his name. His name gonna say Duck Scout, nigga.
Look, y'all gonna be the guy arrested. Y'all gonna see, man, Honcho made me do it. Honcho said go out here and get that TV. Honcho said fight that old lady for that tickle me Elmo and shit. Paris Roses,
Jose, somebody gonna have to go bail that boy out of Macau or shit like that. Go get that boy. They go get that boy from downtown, or even worse, if he got to go to what's that shit, man? What Nassau County is? What's that county that's going towards the beach? I can't stand it. That's the worst motherfucker. Man, yeah, going towards Galveston. What did that? What I forgot what that county is called, bro. Oh God, off
I'm just
Nassau Road 1.
shit.
Oh my God, I forget what that fuck.
Is that still that's Galveston? Ain't that Galveston County?
No, 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 no,
You
no, no,
talking?
no, no. That's not Galveston County, bro. It's I can't think of the name of it, but bro, that's the absolute worst county to get a ticket or anything. That
Yeah.
jail's so nice, but it's the most boring as shit. It's you hate to say a nice jail, but
Man,
oh, that hoe clean,
man, look.
the bed's comfy, but nigga,
Hey,
that hoe is boring as.
man, I already know. Look. We gonna have to tell some stories about that shit. Well,
Oh
that'll be some
man,
cush deal shit, baby. We get on that later on, man. I'm telling you, that
man.
jail shit, that's the worst shit about it, man.
Um,
Harris County, that processing,
oh
that
my god.
bullshit. That's the word. Like I be telling my man, it ain't as bad when it's bad period when you in jail, but
Oh yeah.
that processing is the worst part. Getting in and out
Oh
that
nigga.
doggone
Oh
man.
god, it is.
That shit is the worst, man.
Oh, that shit
But
trash.
but we'll talk about that later, man. Like I say, y'all stay tuned. Happy Thanksgiving. It's gonna be a cush deal later. Stay tuned for that. Go subscribe to Wink Channel. No motherfucking excuses. Link in the description below. So y'all can't be like, oh, what's the channel? I don't know. It's in there. And so
Yeah.
if you coming after the stream, you missed everything. You just watching it later on. I'm talking about y'all too. Y'all ain't got no excuses just because y'all wasn't live with it. But with that
And
being
if y'all
said,
do have no excuses, I'll go ahead and I'll comment right on this channel as soon as it's over. Y'all can click on my name and go straight to the channel and check
exactly.
out any videos that I already got up.
Yeah, exactly. We made it easy for you, so no excuses, man. So
Yeah.
with that being said, man, like I said, I appreciate y'all for following through, showing love, fucking with the flavor. Special shout out to Wink Wednesday. You know what I'm saying?
Man, appreciate that, man.
Coming through and blessing the stream. And so with that being said, man, I'm your boy at Honcho. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. Y'all stay saucy. And do sup, man. I'm out this bitch. Like I say, I'll fuck with y'all in the cush deal later on.